You had something for us.
Well, okay, so first we had a story.
Okay.
You know, because we mentioned the battle a little bit.
Which battle?
The battle between the battle, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake.
Yeah.
Right. And we touched on it, you know,
Who's
because
this directed to?
No,
Who's this
no,
black male
no,
directed
no,
to?
no, hold on. No, there was an article that Kendrick Lamar was criticized by Michael Eric Dyson,
who's a friend of the organization,
for questioning Drake's blackness. Right. We brought Michael Eric Dyson to Pittsburgh before. Michael Eric Dyson, as an academic, has done a lot around hip hop. He's a big fan of Nas, like I am. You know what I'm saying? All right. He's on our wall.
Well played.
Shout out to what?
Well played. I see what you did there.
Yes. And so Michael Eric Dyson criticized Kendrick Lamar for questioning Drake's blackness. So I wanted to, since we're this week in white supremacy, is that some type of, you know, it's kind of like dark skin versus light skin. Dyson wrote, quote, "The astonishing and deflating speed with which Drake was tarred and feathered."
Oh my God.
Oh wow, he used tarred and feathered. That's kind of crazy.
That's OD, bro.
As inauthentically black says less about him and more about the reactionary nativists of cults of pure identity that police the boundaries of blackness like a rogue and racist
First off, this isn't James Baldwin reporting live from the occupied territory.
Who could he be talking about? Who polices blackness?
First of all,
like a rogue cop.
You know, my bag is in the car.
Come on, Miracle.
First of all, I see the light-skinned Avengers are assembled. It is okay.
Light-skinned Avengers.
Yeah.
One of our men are down on the battlefield.
To me, my light skins. A whole bunch of niggas looking like Prince.
Got to activate. It's okay.
And go game. Glasses.
Me, Farouk, and Austin got to pull
Nah. That is funny, though, but no.
No, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. What Kendrick pointed out was that because
Here it comes.
Drake does not have an identity,
There you go.
he's going around and stealing identities of other black people
Like
and
the
other
Infinity
black
Gauntlet.
culture.
He got the Infinity Gauntlet of accents.
It's not his culture.
True.
It's not like he's Iggy Azalea pretending to be black.
Right.
He is a black Canadian. Somebody was talking about like,
Not too fucking much now.
hold on. Somebody was talking about, people talk about the 6, right?
Yeah.
The 6, Toronto. The 6 is Zone 6 in Atlanta.
Yes, we called it 416 growing up. T-Dot,
He
Screwface, Capital, all
doesn't
that.
even have a connection to Canada, the place he was raised.
He has a connection to Canada, not
but
Toronto.
I'm saying with music. Everything you think about Drake and you associate with him, it's going to be another culture.
Right, yeah.
Whether it's Jamaican, whether it is Atlanta, whether it's Houston and
He did a lot of London when it's in London and did that type of rap. Yeah.
Him or Canadian culture, right?
Yes.
And so this idea that because he is our modern day tragic mulatto, that he doesn't have an identity and he isn't able to talk about race in ways that are impactful and insightful.
1,000%.
Kendrick called that out. He didn't say he wasn't black. What he said was, you don't know who you are.
Yep.
And because you're making a mockery of who we are, we don't want to hear you say nigga no more.
And he also talked about like the culture.
Well said.
Yes, the culture. Because Drake is on record as saying he grew up in a white neighborhood. He grew up in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood. He went to a predominantly Jewish school. And so like he was raised by his Jewish mom, right? He had the
Only
bar
seen
mitzvah.
his summers, his family in the summers. Yeah,
There's
black family
video.
summers, yeah.
There's video of Drake saying like criticizing the way black people in Toronto talk.
The way we talk, yeah.
So there's video of this as a like teenager, right? Now, not to say he can't grow and evolve, but to me, it's about like the culture. So it's different if Drake, you know, as again, there's J. Cole's biracial. J. Cole was raised by his white mom, right?
Yeah.
But J. Cole was in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He was in a black community. He was around black people. So now culturally, he's what?
You know what just dawned on me just now?
What?
You know who was shockingly silent during this whole time?
Who?
Logic. He was surprisingly quiet this whole time.
Shut up, cracker. Like, as soon as Logic tries to say something. Yeah, like, and for those that don't know, Logic is a biracial rapper.
No, Logic is a white rapper that cosplays as black.
He looks white, but he always talks about how he's biracial. And so I do think that
uses all the slurs from both communities.
So I do think it's a difference between, like, even when you say like a black Canadian and an African American. Kendrick is a young black man, grew up black in Compton, California. And so that's very different. So I do think that we're not saying that, and nobody is saying to Michael Eric Dyson, who I believe is brilliant, no one's trying to police Drake's blackness. No one's doing that.
That's not what's happening.
I mean, Rick Ross did call him white boy, but it was just like,
it's for the way you presented yourself. It's the evidence that you presented us with. It's the history of you going out of your way to say all of the Toronto mandem, we sound ignorant, right? And it's the using of the hard R when you were talking about Cardi. Is all these things that you've done that show that, this isn't your culture. This is something that you're practicing but not participating in.
Absolutely.
This is something that you grew up with but not grew up in.
And it goes to Miracle's point of, like, what is your identity? Like, beyond all of these accents that you pick up that are not yours, right? Beyond all of these styles of music that you're very good at mimicking, and in some cases you'll take them and make them, more pop and more relatable to, like, white audience.
Which is a talent in and of itself.
Yeah, he just did the whole kind of Afrobeatish album,
right?
Where you took it and you made it Afro. Now it didn't hit like they normally do, but this is what you do.
It set a sound stage. It set a stage. Yeah.
What's the popular music? But what's your identity? And I think, like, to me, that point that Miracle made is we don't know that. Like, who are you?
Drug dealing aside, ghostwriting aside, let's have a heart-to-heart about your pride.